from a mitigation strategy, it was apparent that that had not happened. So it didn't seem like there was an engagement of a mitigation specialist, that I was more this errand person. So he'd sent me on more errands to go pick out clothes at JCPenney's than to do mitigation work. He had sent me to the jail more often to be a messenger and to take information to people and to pass it back to him than to ask me about the witnesses that I had talked to. So at that point, when I was still asking him and saying, but I have information from witnesses and I'm willing to tell you this information. Do you want that information? That's literally the last question that I asked him. And he said, no. And I said, but I have this information. And he literally said to me, are you questioning me? And I said, no, I'm not questioning you, but I have this information that I'm waiting to give to you. And he said, I don't want it. And I said, I am done. That's when I made the decision to leave the case.
So a couple of things about that. The information that you wanted to give them, is that included in your, in the I believe it's March 4th report? It's what's been admitted as Applicant's Exhibit 80, but a report that you had sent to the team.
The March 4th, you said?
March 4th, 2020, and I apologize, I don't have a printout of it here with me.
I have to see it. It has to be beyond March 4th. Well, I have to see it.
Wait, is that 2020?
Yes, it's dated March 4th, 2020, so I imagine it's not this one. Yeah, it's exhibit number 80.
You want it?
Judge, do you mind if I approach?
No, you can approach.
Dr. Taylor, I'm showing you what's been previously admitted as Applicant's Exhibit 80 in this case. Can you tell us what Applicant's Exhibit 80 is?
It says mitigation update, March 4th, 2020. March 4th, 2020. No, I believe March 4th was our first meeting. So it would have been, I would have had additional information beyond this.
Understood. Did you send them a report like this one after you left the case?
I probably gave them additional materials after this because I also had some additional handwritten material as well. But I also gave them oral reports and emails.
The decision to, well, let me back up a moment. Have you ever, of the cases that you've worked on, have you ever left a case like this before?
I left a case before it went to trial.
Yes, or, and I guess let's start with that. Have you ever had the occasion to step away from a case like this one?
Yes.
Have you ever stepped away at that phase after jury selection but before culpability?
After jury selection. Yes.
What were the reasons, if you don't, well, just generally, is it typically reasons like this, a failure to kind of work together on a case?
Yes.
Are you aware if there were any other mitigation specialists that came in after you to assist with, and do you know who that mitigation specialist was?
In this particular case, it was the wife of the fact investigator.
And is that Carol Parker?
Yes.
Did you provide Carol with what your work had been so far? Or to that point?
I provided my file to the attorney. They didn't ask me to provide any information to the mitigation specialist who came on afterwards or speak with her in any way, which is unusual.
And did you have any, you didn't have any communication with Ms. Parker then?
No.
Yesterday you mentioned the notion of parentification and how it applies to this case.
Correct.
Are you aware of any barriers that existed to criticizing Mr. McCain's mother?
Am I aware of any barriers to criticize? I do not understand the question.
In your work investigating mitigating evidence in this case, or mitigating information in this case, did it ever become apparent that there was a hesitation to criticize Mrs. McCain?
I do not understand. I hear what you're saying, but it doesn't, in the world of mitigation, the question that you're asking me does not make sense.
Understood. I'll phrase it a little bit differently. If trial counsel indicated that they believed they could not present evidence that was critical of Mr. McCain's mother, would that surprise you?
It would, because it would fall below the duty of care. If they felt like they couldn't do it, they should get off the case.
If that became clear during the penalty phase, what would their options be?
To report it to the judge and to get a mental health expert to intervene and to do a competency exam.
Based on your experience investigating mitigating information in this case, would you have any reason to believe that that would be a barrier that exists here?
No.
Are you aware that after the culpability phase in this case, that Mr. McCain attacked a bailiff in the courtroom?
Yes.
Were you surprised at that?
Yes, I was surprised.
And why is that surprising?
It was surprising to me, because the nature of it was so extreme.
Just one moment, Judge. We'll pass the witness, Judge.
May I have just a moment, please? whether you got to talk to Heather after you took the case, and I was able to see that you shook your head no, but I don't think we got to hear on the record what your answer was, so I want to ask again, whether after you became the mitigation specialist, whether you talked to Heather.
No, I did not.
You mentioned there was a discussion about pushback from trial counsel when you tried to bring up mitigation and things you were learning. Did you have concerns that the team was relying on too little or incorrect information because they hadn't done mitigation investigation?
Yes.
On the topic of client wishes, do the guidelines still require an investigation, a mitigation investigation to occur?
Yes.
Is that normal for clients to be uncomfortable with certain topics to be presented?
Yes.
Does the team have a duty to navigate those issues with the client?
Yes.
You mentioned that trial counsel used you as an errand person. If you weren't the one expected to be doing the comprehensive mitigation investigation in 2020 and 2021, was anyone else doing it?
No.
Carol Parker didn't contact you?
No.
If she had, would you have spoken with her?
Absolutely.
You were asked a question whether, if it had become clear during the penalty phase to trial counsel that there would be resistance to certain evidence being presented or certain concerns from witnesses about evidence regarding Mr. McCain's mom. That coming up in the penalty phase, does that indicate that it's pretty late in the process?
Absolutely.
Is that indicative of the fact that a relationship wasn't really built?
Absolutely.
In your experience, are issues with clients being uncomfortable, certain evidence being presented surmountable through long-term rapport building?
Yes.
Would that include getting a mitigation specialist early in the case?
Early. Yes.
Is it the client's job to build rapport with trial counsel or trial counsel's job to build rapport with the client?
It's trial counsel's responsibility.
Was the information you gave trial counsel at the time you left the team representative of a completed mitigation workup?
No.
at a time, so make sure questions are asked in their entirety before you respond. She cannot get non-verbal responses, so make sure that you respond out loud. And if at any time there's a question asked, one of the attorneys on either side stands up and objects, do not respond unless we tell you whether or not you can, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. You may proceed.
So, Ms. Ross, could you tell us what your maiden name is?
Latasha McCain.
Do you also go by Tasha?
I do.
And do you know someone named Otis McCain?
Yes, sir.
How do you know him?
He's my older brother.
About how much older is he than you?
About 4 years.
Do you feel like you know Otis pretty well?
Yes.
Why do you feel that way?
I grew up with him.
Do you and Otis have any other siblings?
We do.
Who are your other siblings?
Simone and Jeremiah.
When was Simone born?
1993.
So it's a younger sister?
Yes.
And then how about Jeremiah?
He's younger as well. He was born 2007.
Okay. What is the name of all of your mothers?
Sandra McCain.
And throughout your childhood, who was the primary caretaker for you kids?
My mom, Sandra McCain.
Okay. So I want to talk about growing up with Otis. Where's the first place that you can remember living as a family?
The Wheatley Courts projects.
Where are the Wheatley Courts projects located?
On the east side of San Antonio.
And about how old were you when you were living at the Wheatley Courts?
4 or 5.
And so then, if you're 4 or 5, that puts Otis at a little under 10 then?
Yes.
Okay. Can you describe the Wheatley Courts project to me?
So we lived on the 2nd floor. There was a courtyard.
What was the environment at the Wheatley Courts like?
It wasn't the safest.
What do you mean by that?
The crime rate was high.
As kids, were you guys able to play outside at the Wheatley Courts?
Not without supervision.
And why not?
Just different people around as far as criminal activity. Sometimes there were gunshots.
And which members of your family lived at your apartment in the Wheatley Courts?
My mom, my sister, Otis. Sometimes we had family members live with us.
So I want to talk for a minute about your day-to-day life growing up. During that first period in your life, what can you remember about what meals looked like?
Ramen noodles, syrup sandwiches sometimes, mayonnaise sandwiches. I mean, whatever, my mom can come up with.
Was it difficult for your mom to put food on the table?
Yes.
How did your mom go about managing to put food on the table?
She had food stamps and friends, family members would help.
Were there any other resources you sometimes had to turn to in order to get food?
Donations from the church, food bank.
When your mom was able to buy groceries, where would she shop for groceries?
There was a corner store near the projects that we lived at.
What, describe that corner store to me. What sorts of things could you buy at the corner store?
Chips, candy, soda. There was a deli like area in the back. Frozen dinners.
Was there like a large produce section, like a big grocery store, or was it more of a gas station convenience store?
More of a convenience store.
Why didn't your mom drive somewhere else to get groceries?
She didn't have a car.
How did her not having a car impact your day-to-day activities?
I mean, we had to just walk or catch the bus to different places.
Did your family go to church on Sundays?
We did.
How did you get to church?
Sometimes we would walk.
About how far was the walk to church?
A few miles.
Far for a 6-year-old, right?
Yes.
At some point, did your family move out of Wheatley Courts?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember roughly when that happened?
I can't recall the year exactly.
Do you remember about how old you were?
Maybe 7.
Okay. So that puts Otis around 10, 11 years old?
Yes.
Why did your family move away from Wheatley Courts?
It wasn't the safest place to live.
How did your mom manage to make it happen that you guys had the money to move out of Wheatley Courts?
I believe she got help.
Where did you end up moving after you moved out of Wheatley Courts?
Camelot 2
Where is the Camelot 2 located?
on the northeast side of San Antonio.
Okay. And what was the place your mom rented like in Camelot 2?
It was a townhouse. It had 3 bedrooms, a backyard.
Was it nice inside?
It was okay. It was decent.
What where did you guys get the furniture that you used for the place?
Most of it was donated or used.
So you said that you would have moved from the east side to the northeast side. What did that mean for your family to move away from the east side into the northeast side?
Better opportunities, a different environment from the Willie Courts.
What were the big differences between the Camelot 2 neighborhood and the neighborhood you were in before?
There was a lot more kids playing around in the neighborhood. My mom made friends. There were more 2-parent households. It just was safer.
Were there a lot of 2-parent households in the Wheatley Courts area?
Not that I can recall.
Did the move have an impact on Otis that you saw?
I think so.
How so?
Well, he made friends. He had a friend across the street. He was outside more.
Who was his friend across the street?
Demetrius,
Can you tell me about Otis and Demetrius? What were they like together?
just goofy, joking a lot. We seemed to just have fun with each other.
Had you or Otis really had the opportunity to make close friends like that prior to moving to the northeast side?
I wouldn't say so.
And you talked about your mom having family friends. Was that something that happened prior to moving to Camelot that you can remember?
Yes, she's always had friends.
Were there whole sets of family members that you were friends with, like with Demetrius's family?
Can you repeat the question?
Well, I can move on to something else, Tasha. When your family moved over to the northeast side, did your family leave the east side behind completely?
No.
And why not?
My grandma, majority of my family still lived on the east side.
Was your mom worried about leaving your family behind on the east side?
Yes.
How did your mom work to make sure that you stayed connected with your family on the east side?
She worked at different places. Boobies, I think Sally's at one point.
Well, and what did your mom do to make sure that you and Otis and Simone stayed in contact with your family on the east side?
Oh, we would visit often.
Okay. Who would you visit?
My grandma, my cousins, majority of them live with my grandma.
Do you have a pretty big extended family?
Yes.
Who are the major figures in your extended family?
Well, my grandma Joel, my big mama, which is Evelyn Price.
How many kids did Evelyn Price have?
13, I believe. A lot.
So are there a lot of family names associated with Evelyn Price?
Yes.
And how about your grandma Jewel? Did she have a lot of kids?
Yes.
Who are some of the big aunts and uncles in your life?
I have my Aunt Brenda, my Aunt Cheryl, my Aunt Deborah. Deborah.
Mm-hmm.
My Uncle Leon, my Uncle Bobby, and I did have an uncle named Otis who passed away.
Okay. So it sounds like that can be quite a crowd. How would that pan out when you guys were visiting your Grandma Jewel's house?
It was always crowded.
Can you describe that to me? What was it like being crowded at Grandma Jewel's house?
There wasn't always enough food to eat. Pretty loud.
And so where was Grandma Jewel's house located?
On the east side, Center Street.
Okay. And when you would come over and visit Grandma Jewel's house, how many other people would be there at the same time as your family visiting?
Maybe 10 plus people.
How big was Grandma Jewel's house?
It was a 3-bedroom, so medium size.
So yeah, I mean, if we got 10 people plus the 4 of your family, what were sleeping arrangements like at Grandma Jewel's house?
Some people would sleep on the couch. We would make what we call a padlet on the floor.
What's that?
Where you put blankets and pillows or couch pillows to sleep.
And so what were the visits like at Grandma Jewel's house?
It could be fun sometimes.
Was it were they big and boisterous, or was it a pretty calm crowd?
Big, boisterous, yes.
Yeah, tell me more about that.
Your Honor, this time I'm going to object to relevance. Most of this information is in the affidavit.
Judge, this certainly is relevant to Mr. McCain's background. The fact that it's in the affidavit, I don't think means that it is unable to be testified to at an evidentiary hearing where the purpose is factual development. So it certainly is relevant.
I would say,
Mhm.
oh, so I'm sorry, Judge, I would just say it's duplicative, and that would be my, since it already is in evidence, that would be my other objection.
All right, overruled.
So Tasha, you can continue. What was the crowd like at Grandma Jewel's house?
Loud, like you said, boisterous. There will be gambling sometimes, as far as cards, dice.
What would the kids do at your Grandma Jewel's house?
Sometimes play video games or run around outside in the yard.
How long would parties last at your Grandma Jewel's house?
Late into the night.
How late are we talking?
The card games could last 4 or 5 in the morning.
Do you have any memories about card games lasting until 4 or 5 in the morning?
I do.
Can you? What are those?
With just me tugging at my mom, telling her I'm ready to go home, that I'm sleepy. Yeah.
What do you remember Otis doing during these visits?
Playing with his cousins.
Which cousins?
Ronnie, Eric.
Was Otis involved in the family setting?
He was around.
And did it seem like he enjoyed playing with his cousins?
Yes.
Was it difficult for your Grandma Jewel to manage that number of people in her house all the time?
Yes.
And how did she manage that?
She worked.
Well, and so you mentioned earlier that there wasn't always enough food to go around. Can you talk about that a little bit more?
She would just try to make the meals stretch.
When you keep going.
She did gamble as well.
Well, and so when you say meal stretch, what does making a meal stretch look like?
Frito pie. Everyone just will get smaller portions.
Did it happen that, or was it often the case that everyone felt satisfied after they finished a meal, or did people sometimes still feel hungry after that?
Objection, lady.
Sustained.
Was your grandma able to feed everyone to their satisfaction?
No.
Can you tell me more about that?
Some of us would just complain that we're still hungry.
Do you remember a time, I guess, do you ever remember there being disputes about food in the house at your Grandma Jewel's?
Yes.
Do you have any specific memories you can tell us about that?
Yes. There was a time where I ate one of my Aunt Deborah's little Debbie cakes, and she was pretty upset, and her and my mom got into an argument about it.
All right, so between your Grandma Jewel, Big Mama, your mom, it seems like there's a lot of strong maternal figures in your family.
Yes.
I want to talk a little bit about the father figures in your and Otis's life. Do you and Otis have the same dad?
We do not.
Do you know who Otis's dad is?
I don't know him personally. I know his name is James.
And why don't you know him personally?
He wasn't around.
Who's your father?
Baron Thomas.
Is he also Simone's dad?
Yes.
What was your father Baron like?
Growing up, he was not around as much, in and out of my life.
how did that compare with how much Otis's father was around?
He was around more than Otis's dad. Did you see an impact on Otis about the fact that your dad was around more than his father? Yeah, I think there was a little bit of envy.
Do you have any memories about Otis and his lack of a relationship with his father?
I just remember Otis was going to spend some time with his dad and his dad not showing up.
Were there other male figures in your and Otis's childhood that made things challenging?
There wasn't a lot of male figures in our childhood.
And why not?
Most of the males in our family were incarcerated.
So in comparison to your Grandma Jewel's house, I want to talk about life at your mom's house. Did your mom have a different set of ground rules than your Grandma Jewel had in terms of what went on at the house?
Yes.
Can you tell me more about that?
So my mom didn't allow cursing, didn't allow alcohol in the house, no gambling as well.
Did your mom also let people stay over at your house?
Yes.
What sorts of people would sometimes be living with you guys?
So I've had several cousins live with us. My aunts have lived with us before when they needed a place to stay as well.
Did your mom have any rules about the people that stayed with you?
Yes.
What were those?
The same rules, no alcohol in the house, no cursing, no gambling in the house.
So she had a bed for them, but they had to be good while they were there.
Yes.
Okay. Do you know why your mom had those ground rules and didn't allow like alcohol in the house?
I think she just had a troubling past with maybe people in her life.
So going back to moving away from the northeast side, you talked a little bit about your mom's work history. What was your mom doing to try and put food on the table?
She worked.
How much did she work?
She worked a lot.
Did she eventually make enough money to move your siblings into an even better place after Camelot too?
Yes.
Where did you move to then?
Park Place Apartments.
How did Park Place apartment compare with the previous places you and your family lived?
It was a huge upgrade.
How so? Can you tell me about that?
Park Place had a washer and dryer hookup. It had a dishwasher. It had a fireplace. It was just nicer.
Mm-hmm. Had your family ever had amenities like that in an apartment before?
No.
Where did you guys get your furniture for that place?
So my mom started to get furniture from Rent-A-Center.
Mm-hmm. So your mom's actually like having a little bit more income coming in during this period?
Yes, she became a manager for Taco Bell.
Okay. And so was your mom able to put food on the table at Park Place Apartments?
Yes.
Was there usually food in the fridge?
Yes.
Was that a new thing for your family?
Consistently, yes.
Even at your Grandma Jewel's place, was there always food in the fridge?
No.
In terms of like clothes and things that you kids had, was there a difference during that time period?
Yes.
What was the difference?
I remember getting some Nike tennis shoes, clothes. My mom could afford buying us clothes.
Was that a new thing in your life at that point?
Yes.
Were there still times during this period when money got tight?
Yes.
During this period, if money was tight, what would you guys do to get food?
We would eat Taco Bell food.
Why would you go to Taco Bell?
Well, it was close by our apartments.
Was your mom able to get you food at Taco Bell?
Yes.
How did she do that?
Sometimes we would come over to Taco Bell and she would give us free food, or she'll bring it home sometimes as well.
Is this the Taco Bell she was the manager at?
Yes.
And so she's able to essentially slide you guys some foods because she's working as a manager at Taco Bell?
Yes.
How often did you guys end up resorting to Taco Bell because money was tight?
Every week.
Even today, right? Do you like eating Taco Bell?
No.
Why not?
I definitely got burned out as a kid.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, clearly your mom's a very hard worker. Was there a downside to how hard she had to work to feed you guys and clothe you and keep your apartments up?
Yes.
What was the downside?
She wasn't around as much.
Did she sometimes have to work double shifts?
Yes.
Did she sometimes have to work into the night?
Yes.
When your mom was working a double shift or working into the night, who would take up the responsibility of being the mom in the house, essentially?
Otis would watch us.
Okay, can you, well, tell me about that. Tell me about Otis watching you.
We'll just be in the house. Sometimes he would cook food.
Tell me about Otis cooking.
Otis wasn't the best cook. He over-seasoned a lot. He liked his food well done.
How did that compare to how you liked your food?
I didn't enjoy his cooking.
Did it seem like he was doing his best?
It was to his liking.
All right. How old was Otis when you first started having to watch you guys?
I would say when we lived in Camelot,
Okay.
so maybe 11.
How frequently would Otis be left in charge?
Pretty often.
Looking back, does that seem like a big responsibility for Otis?
Yes.
Did it seem like there were times when it was challenging for Otis to have that much responsibility at that age?
I'm not sure, not that I was aware of.
Was he willing to take on that much responsibility, even at that age?
Yes.
Was he happy to help your mom when she needed it?
Yes.
So I want to talk about a specific instance where Otis was watching over you guys. Do you remember a time when Otis watching you guys ended up in the police coming?
Yes.
Was this at Park Place or at Camelot too?
This was at Camelot too.
Okay. So what do you remember happening that day?
I remember Otis cooking in the kitchen. I believe he was making burgers. And my cousin Ronnie was over.
Why? And just to be clear, right? Why was Otis cooking burgers in the kitchen?
My mom wasn't home, so he was cooking to eat.
Was your mom at work?
Yes.
Okay. And you said Ronnie was over. Was that a common thing?
Yes.
Okay. So what happened when Otis made the burgers for all of you guys and Ronnie?
Ronnie ate Otis's burger.
How did Otis react to that?
He was upset.
What happened after that?
Otis started to chase Ronnie with a knife.
What was Ronnie's reaction to Otis's reaction?
They were just running around the house in the backyard.
Did Ronnie seem afraid, or was he just kind of like dodging around away from Otis?
Objection, lady.
Sustained.
What did Ronnie seem like?
He was bobbing and weaving like football motion.
What was your reaction to the situation?
I was scared,
How old were you at the time?
maybe 6.
What were you able to contact your mom at work in the moment?
Not that I can recall.
And why not? Was your mom, why not?
She was busy working.
What did you decide to do?
I called 911.
Had you ever called 911 before that?
No.
What were you, I guess, why did you call 911?
I was scared.
What were you expecting to happen when the police arrived?
I'm not sure.
What did happen when the police arrived?
They took Otis away.
At the point when the police arrived, what was Otis acting like at that point?
He was calm.
Were you hoping that the police were going to take Otis away when you called the police?
No.
Was Otis reacting like this something that was typical for Otis at that time?
Objection, lady.
Sustained.
No.
Throw it on me.
So,
Sustain. And I know it's difficult. Sustain means the objection is good, so don't answer after that.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You got it.
was this sort of, I guess, so Tato, was this regular behavior for Otis?
No.
What was Otis usually like as a kid at that age?
He was very chill, I would put it.
Is that why you were sort of scared in the moment?
Yes.
Ultimately, with how that instance panned out and with what the police actually did that impact how you felt about the police and contacting the police?
Yes.
How did it impact that?
It made me hesitant
Hesitant to what?
to call the police.
And why was that?
My mom was very disappointed.
Can you say more about that?
I just remember her saying that now my brother would be in the system.
And again, what were you hoping the police were going to do when you contacted them?
Just calm down the situation.
Did you think when you called the police that Otis needed to be taken away?
No.
Can you remember any subsequent instances where your hesitancy about the police played out?
Yes.
What memory are you thinking of?
When my mom was robbed at Taco Bell.
What happened there?
I was heading to Taco Bell to get some food, and I noticed through the drive-through window there was a man in all black with a mask pointing a gun to my mom, and my mom whipped her hands up, and I just remember being still and running back home. My cousin James was there and my brother, and I just told them Mom is getting robbed.
And you say your brother, you mean Otis?
Yes.
Okay. And what did Otis and your brother James do?
They ran out the house to the Taco Bell.
And what did you do after that point?
I just remember waiting. I don't recall calling the police.
And why didn't you call the police?
I just felt hesitation.
And what was that hesitation based on?
Fear that I just might get someone in trouble. I wasn't sure if it was the right thing to do or not.
Okay, so we spent a lot of time talking about Otis's environment, and we touched on this being sort of out of character for Otis at that point. I want to discuss a little bit more about his personality growing up, okay? So what was Otis like as an older brother?
He was a little mean.
All right, I can see you're smiling when you say that. What do you mean by a little mean?
We didn't always get along.
In what way?
Otis was into sports. I wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
Video games. I wasn't.
Mm-hmm. What sorts of personality traits did Otis have?
I would say he was confident, loyal, a little goofy, passionate.
And you said that you guys kind of shared different interests. Were there times that Otis tried to get you involved in his interests?
Yes.
Can you think of any specific examples?
When we lived in Park Place, he tried to teach me how to play basketball at the basketball court across the street.
How did that go?
It didn't go good.
What was Otis like when he was trying to teach you to play basketball?
He was just very encouraging, like a coach would be. Very firm and persistent.
Why did Otis want to get you into basketball?
Because I was tall, he thought I could make it to the WNBA.
Were you interested in playing basketball? How does Otis coaching you in that moment end?
I ended up quitting. I just threw the ball and said, "I'm done. I don't want to play."
Did you see that Otis had friends in his middle and high school years?
Yes.
Where did his friends come from?
Mainly from like sports, school, and sometimes in the neighborhoods.
who are the big friends in Otis's life in his middle and high school years?
Middle school, Demetrius. High school, Reggie was his best friend.
What was Reggie like?
A jokester.
Yeah. What was Reggie and Otis like together?
Very goofy, joking a lot, playful.
And where did Otis go to high school?
His freshman year, he went to Madison High School and then Fox Tech.
Okay. When did he transfer to Fox Tech?
I believe his sophomore year.
Okay. Where is Fox Tech located?
Downtown?
And where were you guys living at the time that Otis went to Fox Tech?
Park Place Apartments.
So out on the northeast side?
Yes.
How did Otis get to school downtown from the northeast side?
Mainly the bus.
Okay. What did Otis taking the bus look like?
He would have to get up early to catch the bus. I believe it was maybe 2-3 buses he had to take.
Was Otis interested in going to school and being involved in school?
Yes.
What sorts of things did you see that showed you that he wanted to be? He was motivated to be at school.
I mean, I don't recall him really missing school. He went to practice.
Would he go to pep rallies and things like that?
Yes.
And you mentioned earlier that Otis had a character trait of being passionate. What in particular was he passionate about?
Sports.
Can you tell me more about Otis being passionate about sports while he was at Fox Tech?
Well, he played basketball and football, and he wanted to play professional basketball.
Did you see whether or not Otis worked hard at trying to be good at basketball?
Yes.
Ultimately, did Otis graduate from Fox Tech?
Yes.
What happened after, or what did Otis do after he graduated from Fox Tech?
He went to college.
Where did he go to college?
Paul Quinn.
And how long was he at Paul Quinn?
A few months.
Do you know what happened that he was only at college for a few months?
I'm not sure.
Well, so during that time period, were there other things going on in your family that were significant?
Yes.
What sorts of things?
My mom lost her job. My Aunt Deborah was very sick.
Very sick in what way?
She had cancer.
What impact did your Aunt Deborah's sickness have on your family?
It had a big impact.
Did your Aunt Deborah win her battle with cancer?
Can you repeat the question?
Did your Aunt Deborah survive having cancer?
No.
When did your Aunt Deborah die?
I believe it was 2004.
What impact did that have on your mother?
It had a big impact on her.
What did you see happening with your mother during that time period?
She would be out late a lot.
Out late working, or out late doing other things?
Doing other things.
What sorts of things?
She picked up a gambling habit.
Did that impact her ability to financially support your family?
Yes.
Did that impact her ability to hold down a job?
Yes.
So then what ultimately happened with your mom?
Can you repeat the question?
So, I guess you mentioned earlier that your mom lost work. What happened after your mom lost work?
We were evicted,
Evicted from where?
Park Place.
At the time you were evicted from Park Place, how long had you lived in Park Place?
4 years.
Had you lived at any apartment for that long prior to that?
No.
And after that point, how frequently were you moving?
Pretty frequent.
And while this is happening with your Aunt Deborah and your mother struggling, is that when Otis is coming back from college?
Yes.
Was your mother being out of work a significant change in your family?
Yes.
And why was that?
Eventually we had to move in with Otis.
Well, and I mean, in terms of the way your family dynamic worked, who had been the primary breadwinner for most of your life up until that point?
My mom.
And so was it different that your mom suddenly was not the one that was able to put money in?
Yes.
All right, and so you mentioned that you moved in with Otis for a time. Where was Otis living at the time that you and your sisters and mom moved in with him?
He was living in an apartment close to MacArthur High School.
In San Antonio?
Yes.
Okay. So at this point, Otis is back living in San Antonio?
Yes.
Okay. How did Otis help you, your sister, and your mom during this time period?
He gave us a place to stay.
Mm-hmm. How did Otis make money for the family?
Eventually we would find out he was selling drugs.
Besides selling drugs, were there other jobs that Otis was working?
Yes. At one point he was a bouncer at a club, and he also worked for the city of San Antonio as a trash man.
But those jobs weren't enough to fully pay the bills.
No.
And when you say eventually found out, when did you finally find out that he was making up the gap with selling drugs?
When he went to jail.
How did that impact your mother finding out that that was going on?
She was hurt and upset.
And why was she hurt and upset?
She didn't condone that type of behavior.
Did she want that type of life for your family?
No,
Did she want that type of life for Otis?
no.
Eventually, did it happen that your mom was able to get some more stability?
Eventually,
And so eventually she was able to find stable work again?
yes,
Did you guys move out of Otis's place at that point?
yes.
So during the same general time period, what other major things were going on in Otis's life? Did he have any significant relationships outside your family?
His cousins,
Well, I'll ask more specifically. Did he have a romantic relationship?
he's had romantic relationships, yes.
For the most part, like during his teenage years, what were Otis's romantic relationships like?
He dated girls.
Was there anything that concerned you about those relationships?
No,
So I want to point you to a specific relationship. Are you aware of a relationship with a woman named Sahara?
yes.
And when was Otis in that relationship?
2010, possibly.
What was that relationship like when it first began?
It was good. Otis seemed to be happy.
Did Sahara seem to be happy with Otis?
Yes.
How did their relationship develop?
It became toxic.
And in what way?
They didn't seem to be getting along.
Do you know if they had a child together?
Yes.
How soon into their relationship did they have a child?
A few months.
And so, all right, we've talked a bit about Otis having a more toxic relationship with Sahara. During this time period in Otis's life, did you notice things about Otis that were changing?
Yes.
What sorts of things about Otis was changing?
He didn't come to the family functions as much.
And when you say that, what do you mean? Would he miss them altogether? Was he there but not really socially present, or what sorts of things were going on with that?
So he would miss them. He wasn't there majority of the time.
Was that a change from the way that Otis acted about family events prior to that?
Yes.
When you saw and interacted with Otis, was he different than he was as a kid and as a teenager?
Yes.
How was he different?
He seemed to be more on edge.
And when you say more on edge, what did he look like? How was he acting?
quiet, deep in thought.
So, Todd, after the period when you and your sister and mom moved out of Otis's place, was there a time eventually that Otis actually moved back in with the three of you?
Yes.
Where were you guys living when he moved back in with the three of you?
Burnett Street.
Do you remember roughly how old Otis would have been when that happened?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Also, let's orient things. You said earlier that Jeremiah was born in 2007. Was Jeremiah born at that point?
Yes.
Okay. And about how old was Jeremiah?
4.
Okay. When Otis moved in and was living with you, and I guess actually I should say you, your sister and younger brother, and your mother, what was Otis like during this time period?
He was more to himself.
Mhm. And so I guess just to get a sense, what was the apartment on Burnett Street like?
It was a house. It had 2 bedrooms. There was 1 bathroom. It was an older house, pretty run down. Wasn't the best living conditions.
And what makes you say it wasn't the best living conditions?
We had a lot of like cockroaches and rats.
You said that there were 2 bedrooms. Who were assigned to the bedrooms in the family?
Otis had a bedroom, and me and Simone, when she lived there, had a bedroom.
Okay, so Otis had his own room?
Yes.
Okay. Can you talk to me about what Otis's behaviors were like on Burnett Street?
He was on edge, a little paranoid.
When you say paranoid, what do you mean?
He would make a lot of accusations about Sahara.
And so, all right, you said that he said things about Sahara. What sorts of things would he bring up about Sahara?
He believed that she was cheating on him.
Who did he believe that Sahara was cheating on him with?
My cousin.
Which cousin?
Ronnie.
Is that the same Ronnie that had lived with you guys the past throughout your childhood?
Yes.
Was Otis close with Ronnie throughout his life?
Yes.
Do you have any reason to think that Ronnie would have been cheating with Sahara?
No.
Why not?
Because Ronnie was always in a relationship. He's a very loyal person.
Did Ronnie know Sahara?
He knew her, but not closely.
Was there anyone else that Otis suspected was cheating with Sahara?
Reggie.
Reggie, the friend from high school?
Yes.
I think you said Otis's best friend from high school?
Yes.
Was Otis close with Reggie throughout his life?
Yes.
Do you know of any reason that Reggie might have been cheating with Sahara?
No.
Did it seem like those accusations from Otis made sense to you?
No.
Would Otis have conversations with you and your mom about Sahara during that time period?
Yes.
What were those sorts of conversations?
He would mainly want us to contact Sahara to be able to see his son.
And what would he act like in these moments when he wanted you to contact Sahara?
Upset.
Can you describe a little bit more about his demeanor and the way he would talk?
He would pace back and forth sometimes.
Was this something that I guess, how would he bring up that he wanted you guys to do this?
I mean, he would tell us to call her or message her on Facebook.
How often would that happen?
Pretty often.
How often is pretty often?
Maybe once or twice a week.
When he brought up accusations that Sahara was cheating, was that something that was related to anything else, or would he just bring that up on his own?
He would bring it up on his own.
So you said earlier that Otis was isolating himself. What did that look like on Burnett Street?
He would be in his room.
How long would he spend in his room?
Sometimes a whole day.
Did you ever hear anything going on in his room?
Yes.
What did you hear?
I heard him talking to himself.
When you say talking to himself, what did that sound like?
He would be cursing, yelling sometimes.
Did it sound like he was talking to somebody?
Yes.
Was there ever anybody there in him with his room? Excuse me. Oh, that was a bad question. Are you aware of whether or not there were people in his room with him at the times he was doing that?
There was no one in his room.
Can you describe Otis's room?
It had a mattress, possibly a dresser. There wasn't much in there.
Was there a TV in there?
No.
Were there times during this period that Otis talked about other things that didn't make much sense?
He had conspiracy theories and aliens.
Can you tell me more about the conspiracy theories?
He believed that aliens would make a better world for us to live in.
When he brought up the aliens, when would he bring that up? Was it on his own, or did it require prompting? What did that look like?
On his own, he had a notepad,
What was in the notepad?
drawings
Drawings of what?
of the aliens.
What did the drawings of the aliens look like?
A figure with like a cape, I believe a hat on there.
Would he use this notebook to talk to other people about the aliens?
Sometimes, yes.
Did he have his notebook in his room with him?
Yes.
As time progressed, did it seem like Otis was getting better or getting worse?
Worse.
Did Otis have good days and bad days while he lived on Burnett Road?
Yes.
What did a good day for Otis look like?
Good day would be he would come out, maybe watch a little TV, play with Jeremiah, teach him how to ride his bike.
What would a bad day with Otis look like?
Being very demanding for me to contact Sahara to see his son.
And there were days you didn't see him at all?
Yes,
And why would you not see him at all?
he would be in his room.
Do you remember at times, do you remember any times when Otis would get dragged to family events during this period?
I wouldn't say drag, but encourage, yes.
And during this period when he's having more struggles, what was his behavior like at family events?
He was quiet to himself.
Is that different than he would act like in the years he was growing up?
Yes.
What was your reaction to Otis changing in this way and struggling with these things over the years?
I told my mom I think he needs help.
What sorts of help?
Maybe to talk to someone. It's kind of, we didn't really know what the resources were.
Well, and what did you think Otis needed help with?
His mental health,
And why did you think that?
because he was talking to himself in his room.
And so, Tasha, during these years, was there anything you noticed that changed in terms of the way that Otis dressed and cared for himself?
Yes.
What changed?
He didn't really groom. He let his hair grow out.
Was that different from the way he looked in high school?
Yes.
So, Tasha, are you aware of whether or not your brother would on occasion smoke marijuana?
Yes.
Did you think that his behaviors during this time period were connected to him smoking marijuana?
No.
And why not?
Because there were days where he didn't smoke and still had the same behaviors.
Do you have any experience with mental health struggles with other members of your family?
Yes.
You don't have to name any names, but can you describe some family members that you have experience with struggling with mental health?
Yes. I've had a cousin make accusations of her sister and mother sleeping with the father of her son.
Do you have any family members that would also withdraw and disappear for periods of time and come back?
Yes.
Do you have experience with family members that sometimes get upset?
Yes.
Do your experiences with those family members remind you of the experiences you had with Otis?
Yes.
As Otis was getting worse over the time you were living with him on Burnett Road, was it difficult to live with him at times?
Yes.
Ultimately, did you end up moving away from San Antonio?
Yes.
Were you still living away from San Antonio in November of 2016?
Yes.
Was it difficult being away from San Antonio when Otis was arrested?
Yes.
Why was it difficult?
I was away from my family. My grandma passed away. My mom was diagnosed with cancer.
Ultimately, did you move back to San Antonio because of all this stuff going on?
Yes.
I want to talk for a minute about your interactions with Otis's trial team. Do you remember speaking with anyone from Otis's defense team before his trial?
Yes.
Who do you remember speaking with primarily?
Miss Wanda Lynn.
What do you remember telling Wanda Lynn about Otis?
How we grew up together.
Did you tell her about the struggles that Otis had later in his life?
Yes.
Was that a difficult thing to share with her?
Yes.
But what were your interactions with Wanda Lynn like?
So she came over to my home and we spent a few hours talking about Otis's upbringing, his mental health issues. And then I received a text message that she would no longer be working on the case on the legal team.
What impact did that have on you?
A big impact.
In what way?
I felt like his fate was already made.
And what do you mean by that? Can you elaborate?
I just felt like my side of the story wasn't significant or good enough
And why did you feel that way?
because I'd spoke and confided in her and she was no longer working with the legal team.
Did you interact with other members of Otis's defense team?
I believe his name was Charlie. He showed up at my house a few times.
What were your conversations with Charlie like as compared to your conversations with Wanda Lynn?
Very brief.
Do you remember speaking with a doctor hired by Otis's legal team?
Yes.
How did that conversation go?
He mainly asked about Otis's drug use. The conversation wasn't long.
Was it odd to you that the doctor asked so much about Otis's drug use?
It was a little odd
And why?
because I felt the focus should have been more on his mental health.
Did you end up going to Otis's trial at all?
Yes.
Do you recall whether or not you were given a subpoena for that trial?
Yes.
Did you have any discussions with the defense team about what they wanted you to testify about?
Not directly, no.
When you say well, not directly, what do you mean?
I didn't speak to the lawyers directly.
Okay. What was your, what did you think you were going to be testifying about?
The stuff I spoke with Wanda Lynn about.
Did you end up testifying at Otis's trial?
No,
Why didn't you end up testifying?
I wasn't called to testify.
If you had been called to testify, would you have said everything that you said today?
Yes.
Tasha, after everything that's happened with Otis and all the difficult years, have you stayed in contact with him since his arrest?
Yes.
After all that's happened, why have you stayed in contact with him?
'Cause I love him.
Is family important in your family?
Yes.
Does the rest of your family stay in contact with Otis?
Objection, calls for speculation.
Judge, I think she can have, I think she does have personal knowledge of this, and certainly she can just testify to her personal knowledge, so.
Yeah, you can, basically, you can answer that in whatever way you personally know, not what other people tell you. Just from what you've observed.
Does the rest of your family stay in contact with Otis?
Yes.
Is that something that is important to your family, to stay in contact with Otis?
Objection, leading.
I'm not sure that it suggests the
Overruled.
answer.
Oh,
Yes.
Is that something that seems important to Otis?
Objection,
Yes.
calls for speculation.
overruled.
Sorry, you can repeat the answer to that question. Does it seem important to Otis?
Yes.
That's all I have, Tasha. The state might have some questions for you, okay? Judge, I'll pass the witness.
Mayor, you're on.
Yes.
Good morning, Tasha. My name is Lauren Zamora, and I represent the state of Texas. If there's a question that you don't understand or you didn't hear, I can ask it again, okay? If you could just speak up a little bit for the court reporter, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Is it fair to say that you are uncomfortable being here today?
Yes.
And why is that?
Because of the media.
And why does that bother you?
I don't want to be on TV.
Is it fair to say that you were hesitant about testifying during the trial?
Yes.
And I want to start back a little bit about, I'm going to ask you some of the issues that opposing counsel covered, okay? He asked you about calling 911 and you said you were scared. Do you remember saying that?
Yes.
What were you scared of?
That someone would get hurt.
And who were you afraid would get hurt?
Either Ronnie or Otis.
And who had the knife that day?
Otis.
And what size of the knife was it, if you remember?
I'm not sure.
You remember if it was a small kitchen knife or big or small?
Medium size.
Big enough to scare you to call the police though, correct?
Yes.
Now, you testified when your mother got home, she got angry with you, correct? Or upset with you?
She was disappointed.
And she was disappointed because you called the police, correct?
Yes.
And how did you respond to that?
Can you repeat the question?
Sure. How did you respond to your mother's disappointment?
Mm. I was discouraged.
Do you believe that your mother understood how scared you were?
Yes.
Do you believe that your mother thought it was more important to protect your brother from the legal system?
No.
Well, isn't that why she was angry for you for calling the police?
Object to speculation.
Judge, she testified to that earlier.
All right. You can go overrule.
Can you repeat the question?
You testified earlier that your mother was disappointed in you for calling the police. Do you think that your mother was more concerned about protecting your brother from the legal system?
Judge, so this was asked earlier, and the answer was given no, so it's asked and answered. If she's asking to read into her mother's disappointment and the reason behind her mother's disappointment relative to her mother's interest in protecting Otis from the legal system, I think that goes to speculation. That was not testified on direct, and so at this time I would object.
I can rephrase, Judge.
Okay.
Why was your mother disappointed in you for calling the police?
Because she didn't want my brother to be in the system.
Despite the fact that she knew that you went through a traumatic event, correct?
Can you repeat the question?
She was upset with you despite the fact that you had gone through a traumatic event, seeing your brother chase your cousin with a knife, correct?
She was disappointed.
And in fact, that led to you being more suspicious of police, correct? And reaching out to them in later years when your mom was being attempted to be robbed?
Judge, I'd object. I think that mischaracterizes her testimony on direct. She said that her hesitation regarding the police was that the police didn't do what she had hoped to do in arresting her brother. So it's a mischaracterization.
All right, so the question was based on her feelings, her suspicions of police, and whether that affected her later. So understanding that, I'll overrule.
Can you repeat the question?
Sure. That incident with the police, that led you to be suspicious of police later on, correct?
Not suspicious, no.
And what did it lead you to be about police? Lead you to feel about police, I'm sorry.
I was hesitant on calling 911.
Now, you said you were hesitant to call 911 when your mother was being robbed at Taco Bell, correct?
Yes.
What were you hesitant about? Why were you hesitant?
I was afraid
What were you afraid of?
that I was going to get someone in trouble.
And who did you believe you were going to get in trouble?
I wasn't sure.
Did you believe your mother was gonna get in trouble?
I wasn't sure.
Okay, so did you just have a fear of the police in general?
I had a fear of calling 911.
And does that persist to today? That fear of calling 911?
No.
When did that change?
As I got older,
Was there something specific that made that change?
not that I can recall.
Now, you talked about Otis in high school. It's fair to say he wasn't a very good student, is that correct?
No.
Okay. How would you characterize him as a student?
I think he was a decent student. He didn't miss any school. I don't know if he was on the A honor roll or anything like that, but
So it would surprise you to know that Otis admitted to having truancy problems at Fox Tech.
yes.
And it would surprise you to know that Otis admitted to missing school at least once or twice a week while going to Fox Tech.
Judge, I'd object. I think this is referring to facts, not in evidence, and also mischaracterizing evidence.
Judge,
That's not in the record.
It is in the record, it's Dr. Clem's report. I can pull it and show it to her if that's what opposing counsel would like.
Okay,
Give me 1 second, Judge, and I'll get it.
okay.
I can check 1 second.
Okay.
May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
Do you mind turning to page 6, please? You could keep that up there with you. If I can direct you just to the last paragraph of page 6 of applicant's exhibit 85. you have a chance to review that?
Yes, ma'am.
After reviewing that, does it change your opinion on what type of student Otis was in high school?
You know, I guess that I would object to the relevance of this line of questioning. In fact, her testimony was that she's not aware of whether or not he was a particularly good student. She testified to personal knowledge of him taking the bus to school and back, providing her with information extraneous to that and asking if it changes her opinion that he was not a particularly good student. I guess I just don't see the relevance of this line of questioning.
Which I believe it's extremely relevant. This is evidence that they've admitted. I believe it's something I can question her about.
Right, overruled.
You can answer the question.
I wasn't aware of these things.
Now let's kind of go through them. Were you aware that Otis said that he left school, James Madison, in 9th grade due to systematic racism in the school?
No.
Did he ever tell you that?
No.
Did you have that same experience at Madison? Or were you there at the same time?
I didn't attend Madison High School.
You were 4 years younger than Otis?
Yes.
Did you go to Fox Tech?
No.
What high school did you go
I went to MacArthur, and I also went to George Gervin Academy.
to? So were you aware that he failed the 9th grade at Madison High School?
No.
Were you aware that truancy issues had caused him to graduate late?
No.
So you also weren't aware that he purposefully did not attend school?
No.
Were you living in the same house with him at that time?
Yes.
Do you know why he left college at Paul Quinn?
Not exactly.
If he said, did he ever tell you that it was a Christian college that had too many rules?
No.
Would that surprise you if that was one of the reasons that he left?
No.
Why wouldn't that surprise you?
I don't think anyone likes too many rules.
That's fair. Did you know that he was attending San Antonio College?
Yes.
Do you know why he stopped attending?
No.
Were you aware that he was arrested for possession of a controlled substance in Concho County?
Yes.
Do you know if that happened while he was attending SAC?
I can't recall.
Now, we talked a little bit about his marijuana use. Your mom didn't allow alcohol in the house, correct?
Yes.
Did she allow marijuana in the house?
No.
Did Grandma Jewel allow marijuana in the house?
No.
Are you aware that your brother has admitted to a severe addiction to marijuana during his life?
I've recently heard that, yes.
Was that surprising to you?
No.
Why was that not surprising to you?
because I was aware that he smoked marijuana.
Was he open about it?
Yes,
How early did you become aware that he used marijuana?
can you repeat the question?
Sure. When did you become aware, that he was using marijuana? For how long he had been using?
Maybe 19, 20,
Was that when you were 19 or 20, or Otis is 19 or 20?
me.
Were you aware that your brother used marijuana as early as 5 or 6 years old?
No,
So if he had said that, admitted that, that would surprise you.
yes,
When did you move to Colorado?
in 2015, December.
December of 2015?
Mm-hmm.
And that was after you living at the house on Burnett Road?
At this time, I believe I was living with my sister on New World.
And
Say,
which sister?
on what road?
New World,
Thank you.
And which sister was that?
Simone.
And what caused you to move to Colorado?
Better opportunities.
And did you move there by yourself?
I moved in with my dad.
So your dad was living in Colorado?
Yes,
Did Otis's bad days, as you called it, did that have a contribution to you moving out of Texas?
it contributed to me moving out of Burnett Street.
You seem to be very close with your family. Was it hard for you to move to Colorado?
Yes,
And how long did you live there?
about 5 years.
And during that time, is when the offense occurred, is that correct?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Sure. During that time is when your brother was arrested while you were in Colorado, is that correct?
Yes,
So, there was about a year that you were in Colorado before he was arrested, does that sound about right?
yes,
And did you have any contact with him during that year?
not that I can recall.
So, you were not having regular contact with him before he committed this offense?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
Sure, no problem. You said you moved to December of 2015 and that you hadn't spoken to him, so is it fair to say that you did not have regular contact with him before he was arrested for this offense?
Yes,
When he was arrested, how long did you, let me rephrase, how long did it take for you to find out after he was arrested?
I'm not sure.
How did you find out?
I believe my mom told me.
And how did you feel when you found out?
Sad, shock.
Did you see any of the footage of your brother speaking to media after he was arrested?
No,
Have you seen it, as you sit here today?
I've seen a little bit.
What have you seen?
I remember seeing his face in the glass. I don't remember exactly what he said or anything.
Now, I'm gonna back up just a little bit. You were talking about Otis and you noticing his mental health issues, correct?
Yes.
Did you ever talk to him about that?
Yes.
And did he seem like he wanted help?
No.
What did he say when you asked him about, or spoke with him about your concerns?
That he wasn't talking to anybody. That he's okay.
So he denied what you had heard?
Yes.
Did he ever admit that he talked to anyone, to your knowledge? Let me rephrase that. Did he ever admit that he was talking to someone that wasn't there, to your knowledge?
No.
Did he ever acknowledge any mental health issues to you directly?
No.
Do you talk about mental health in your family?
Not often.
Why don't you talk about it?
It seems to be a uncomfortable subject.
And is that the feeling that you get from your family or just you?
From my family.
Now, did you ever have an opportunity to speak to a part of the trial team her name was Heather Mockridge?
I don't recall.
If Miss Mockridge indicated that she tried to reach out to you and was unsuccessful, do you have any knowledge of that?
Not that I can recall.
When was the first time you spoke to someone from the trial team of your brothers?
Wonderland.
Prior to that, are you testifying that no one from the trial team had tried to get a hold of you?
So, Judge, the question earlier was answered that it was not to Ms. Ross's knowledge that anyone from the trial team, or that Ms. Mockridge had reached out. I don't think that she can answer whether or not the trial team made efforts out of her awareness. So I do think that question reaches speculation.
I'll rephrase it, Judge. I know we spoke about Ms. Mockridge and we spoke about Ms. Taylor. Other than those two, did anyone from the trial team reach out to you that you're aware of?
The doctor that I spoke to. Can you repeat the other name?
Sure. Heather Mockridge and Wandalyn Taylor?
I'm not sure who Heather is.
Okay. So, did you and your family have discussions about how much interaction you would have with the trial team?
Can you repeat the question?
Sure. While Otis's case was pending, did your family discuss how much interaction you would have with the trial team?
I spoke to my mother about her interaction.
And after speaking to your mother, did you reach out to the trial team?
No.
Why not?
I didn't feel the need to reach out to them.
Your brother was facing death penalty case for capital murder of an officer. why didn't you feel it was important for you to reach out to the trial team?
Cause my mom would update me.
Okay, so you were relying on your mother to update
Yes.
you. Now, after Miss Taylor became part of the team, how many times did you speak with her?
One time in person and another time in text message.
Did you feel comfortable with Miss Taylor?
Yes.
How did you feel when she told you she was not gonna be part of the team anymore?
Confused?
Did you ask her why?
No.
Did she tell you why?
I don't recall her telling me why.
Did Miss Taylor, after speaking with Miss Taylor, did you have any concerns about the trial team?
Yes.
What were your concerns?
That they might not give their 100% effort.
And why did you think that?
Because she was no longer with the team.
But why did those two things, why did her not being on the team lead you to believe they were not gonna give 100, the rest of, the remaining trial team was not gonna give 100% effort?
Because she was the person I was in direct contact with from the legal team.
By your choice though, correct?
Yes.
So it's, you never, after Miss Taylor left the team, did you ever reach out to anybody from the trial team?
No.
And just to be fair, you said you only had one interview with Miss Taylor and exchanged one text message with her?
That I can recall, yes.
After Miss Taylor was on the case, did you ever speak to Carol Parker?
Yes.
And what did you speak about with Miss Parker?
She gave me a subpoena.
Did y'all discuss anything else?
Just about me testifying.
Did you have the opportunity to ask her questions about your testimony?
Yes.
And did you ask her questions?
Not that I can recall.
So you understood what the trial team was requesting from you?
Yes.
Did you feel comfortable with Miss Parker?
Miss Parker, can you say her whole name? I'm
Sure.
sorry.
Did you feel comfortable with Carol Parker?
Yes.
Did you feel as comfortable with Carol Parker as you did with Miss Taylor?
No.
Why not?
Mm. I didn't get to spend a lot of time with her.
You didn't get to spend a lot of time with Miss Taylor either, did you?
We spent a few hours in my home.
After Miss Parker came to speak with you, well, after Miss Taylor left the team, did your feeling that Otis's fate was sealed ever change?
Can you repeat the question?
Sure. You testified earlier that when Miss Taylor left the team, you felt like Otis's fate was sealed. Do you remember testifying to that?
Yes.
Did you ever change that? Did you ever change your mind about that after Miss Taylor left? Or did you always feel that way?
I felt that way.
So is it fair to say that whether you testified or not, you felt like it wouldn't matter?
In regards to his fate,
Yes.
yes.
Isn't that why you and your family decided not to cooperate with the trial team as the trial became closer?
No.
Then why didn't you testify?
I wasn't called to testify.
Did you ever ask, or did you ever reach out to the team to find out when you were gonna testify?
No.
Why not?
I didn't believe my testimony would make a difference.
Do you believe your family felt that same way, had the same feeling as you?
No.
Why not?
Because my mom and my brother testified.
Did you ever have any conversations with them about after they testified?
About their testimony? Can you repeat the question?
Sure. Did you ever have any conversations with them about their testimony after they testified?
Yes.
Do you believe their testimony was helpful to Mr. McCain? Actually, I'll withdraw that now. Miss McCain, Ross, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Isn't it true your family chose not to cooperate because you wanted to protect Otis? Chose not to cooperate with the trial team this week because you wanted to protect him?
Can you rephrase the question?
Did you believe the trial team was acting in Otis's best interest?
No.
Because you felt that way and you felt like Otis's fate was sealed, isn't that why you chose not to testify or reach out to the trial team?
Judge, I'm gonna object to that as, I think, just an unfair question. I think it mischaracterizes evidence in her testimony and in the record. It's been stated multiple times she did not testify because she was not called. It was not her choice to not testify.
Judge, I don't know if there's a legal objection to unfair, but I don't have a response to that.
Judge, I think it mischaracterizes the record.
Yeah, I'm looking at the question, it's asking her about her feelings regarding whether Otis's fate was sealed, and if that's why she made a certain decision, whether or not to testify or reach out to the trial team. I think she can answer that, so I'll overrule.
Can you repeat the question?
Sure. Because you thought Otis's fate was sealed, and you didn't think that your trial testimony would make a difference. Isn't that true? Isn't it? That's why you stopped cooperating and didn't reach out to the trial team.
Yes.
Nothing further
go ahead and take a break. I mentioned that I have another pending issue that we need to take care of. Let's be back at 3:30. 3:30.